3 green, 2 white this morning. She'll cope.
5 tablets? Oh, Dad.
Now, you worry about yourself. Up there in that witness box, you make sure that they understand exactly what happened to your brother. And keep a cool head. He would have. And don't let them push you. You were there, you saw him.
Yes.
Now, you tell them straight. None of us have got anything to be ashamed of. You know that.
The case you are about to see and the characters portrayed are fictional, but the procedure is legally accurate. The characters are played by actors, but the jury is selected from members of the general public.
You're going to get into a state, aren't you?
I'm fine.
It's not too late to go back home.
Don't be ridiculous.
No, you don't have to go through it. No matter what we could have done, love, Roddy's gone. He's gone.
There's no justice.
What does that mean? Just wait.
The court will rise. You are Brian Fuller?
Yeah.
Brian Fuller, on this indictment, you are charged with murder. And the particulars are that you, on the 15th of July, 1978, at Fulchester, unlawfully killed Roddy Laycock. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Fuller, do you understand the charge?
Me, yeah.
How do you plead? Guilty or...
Not guilty, of course.
Your Lordship, members of the jury, Roddy Laycock met his death in this swimming pool at Field Common Comprehensive School, shortly after classes had ended on the 15th of July last year. Both he and the accused were in their 4th year as pupils at the school, both being 14 years old. A post-mortem was held by Dr. McCrindle of Fulchester District Hospital on July the 16th. He found the cause of death to be drowning. The case for the Crown members of the jury is that Roddy Laycock, a bright, intelligent boy, was forced to the poolside by the accused after classes had ended that day and bullied into taking part into a dangerous and reckless schoolboy ritual from which he met his death. I call William Arthur Branston.
William Arthur Branston.
Book in your right hand.
That little monster smirking. How he's got the face
Give
to
it a
stand
rest,
up.
love.
That's all it's been all these years. Look where that's got us.
You are William Arthur Branston,
That's right, sir.
and you're the caretaker of Field Common Comprehensive School, Fulchester.
One of them, yes, sir. There's 3 of us on a rota.
Were you on duty after classes had ended on July the 15th last year?
Yes, sir. Shouldn't have been, but my number 2 was off sick. His chest.
I see. About what time was this?
Oh, about 4:30. Agro hour. What we call it when they're all off home and we pick up the pieces, in a manner of speaking.
Whereabouts in the school were you?
Oh, down the main block, sir. The far end of the big playground. Around the corner from the swimming pool.
Can the pool be seen from the main block?
No, it's sort of cut off. Yes, I think it's fair to say that, sir.
What were you doing?
Well, I was stripping and stacking the old fencing in between the main block and modern languages, M section.
You were clearing fencing away?
That's right.
Were pieces lying about?
Oh, you'll never get enough time to finish a job, sir. And what with one of us off sick, well,
So
it was
fencing was lying about?
Yes, you might say that.
Now, could you see the pool from the main block?
No, sir, I couldn't.
Now, was the pool fenced?
Oh, no, sir. It always used to be. Many a time I brought it up about that, sir.
So the pool was open. Was it easily approachable?
I can't answer for that, sir. I won't.
Let's not worry about whose fault it was. Was the pool fenced?
No, sir.
Thank you. Did you go round to the pool?
Yes, I did, and that's where I saw them.
Whom, Mr. Branston?
Him.
Brian Fuller.
And the other lad, the one who died. Oh, I don't know half of them. Hooliganising. Aggravation all the time. If it's not round the pool, it's down the changing rooms or round the back of the maths building, sir.
Aggravation by whom?
Oh, all of them. All the kids. It's a bit more than kids what they gets up to. Oh, they're always at it, sir. kicking their heels and looking for bother and breaking things, just seeing how far they can push you. Field Common was only built for 700, sir. I know that for a fact, because my sister works down the education offices.
Yes, was there anybody at the pool besides these two boys?
No, not this time, sir. I shouted to them to get off home where they should have been, ardent bleeders. Oh, they're devils, sir. They never take a blind bit of notice. They just take me for a soft touch, sir.
What was Brian Fuller doing when you first saw the boys?
Doing?
Doing, Mr. Branston.
Well, he had the lad, he had him up against the steps of the diving board.
Which lad?
Oh, well, I told you, that Roddy.
What do you mean by had him?
Well, Fuller had hold of the side of the steps, and he'd got that Roddy inside his arms.
What was Roddy doing?
Well, nothing as far as I could see. He was just stuck there, frightened. Yes, that's what I'd say, frightened and hanging onto the steps.
Was he on the steps?
Oh, no, not on them, sir.
Did you go over to the boys?
No, I just shouted.
And?
Well, I got so much on. I'd be there till 10 o'clock every night, sir.
But you didn't go over?
No, I don't know why I didn't make sure they'd gone. Honest, I don't. Oh, it's all a big lark to them, isn't it, sir? Well, they know that they're not permitted down by the pool, not without a member of the staff with them, sir, anyway. Well, you know why, sir. You know what I told your solicitor.
Tell the court, Mr. Branson, tell the court.
Oh, it's a great wheeze, isn't it? Sneaking off down the pool and then getting one of them to... Well, he knows.
Yes, but we don't know, Mr. Branston. Please enlighten us.
Well, muck about on the diving board, especially the big one. Oh, it used to be running out between the taffrail in the rush hour, and then it was climbing the drain pipe and then up the television aerial on the main blocks.
Do you intend telling us or not, Mr. Branston?
Well, they go out onto the diving board, the big one, with all their clothes on, and they have to hang from the end of it. It's a sort of a dare, sir, a chicken game.
Now, you didn't go over to the pool, Mr. Branson, so what did you do?
Oh, well, I went to the stockroom inside the school for a coil of wire to roll up the fence in, sir.
And?
Well, in rushed this girl, oh, hell of a state, sir. She was mad, desperate, crying and sobbing.
Did she say something to you?
Oh, yes, sir, she did.
And what did you do as a consequence?
Well, I rushed over to the pool with her, as fast as I could anyway. I still had a coil of the wire in my hand, see, sir. Well, when I got to the pool, oh, Christ, my heart turned like a pancake, sir. Because there was the lad, Roddy, half under the water. He was floating with his head down and his legs open, sir. Well, it had to happen, didn't it? Little sod.
How long would it take to get to the pool from the stockroom?
Well, about 2 minutes, sir, if you're in a hurry.
Was there a lifebelt nearby, Mr.
Oh,
Branston?
it was being replaced, sir. They'd even vandalised that.
Go on.
Well, she was tugging at me, the girl, frantic, so I got in the water quick as I could, sir, and I dragged him out. Oh, he was heavy. His clothes heavy. Well, anyway, I rolled him onto the side of the pool, and she was screaming, help him, help him. So I turned him on his tummy and tried to get his breathing back, sir.
But as we know, he never recovered consciousness. Was there anybody else at the pool at this time?
Eh? Oh, no. If there had been, I'd have asked him to help, wouldn't I, sir?
Right. May the witness be shown Exhibit 1, please. Do you recognise this, Mr. Branson?
Oh, I think so, sir.
Would you examine it, please?
It's one of the bits of fencing that I was gathering up, sir.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, it was given to the police. Do you know by whom?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Well, it was beside the swimming pool, sir.
Just one more question, Mr. Branson. Had you seen the accused at all earlier that day?
Oh, yes. He was hanging around outside the back doors of the main building, sir, like he was waiting for someone. Up to no good.
We're only interested in what you saw, Mr. Branston, not in what you may have surmised.
Well, he was definitely lounging around after school, sir, when he should have been off the premises.
Thank you, Mr. Branston.
As caretaker, you are continually on the go around the school.
Oh, too true.
Possibly you see more than most the various playgrounds, squabbles, pranks,
Not
dares. Had you ever connected these two boys before? Brian Fuller and Roddy Laycock? Well, seeing them together, fooling about, whatever boys get up to.
No, I can't say I had.
Nothing to suggest that one was being systematically or trapped or bullied by the other?
No.
Mr. Branston, How far from the pool were you when you first saw the boys?
Oh, well, now, let's see. It's a 30-yard pool, and them sections up on a slant, so...
Roughly, Mr. Branston.
50 yards.
50 yards? And from 50 yards, you could clearly see Brian Fuller holding up Roddy against the diving board stairs.
Oh, yes, I'm certain it was him.
And you could recognise who it was.
Well, you get to know them.
But if the dead boy was being held, wouldn't the person holding him have his back to you?
Yes, but it was definitely Fuller because he was wearing a donkey jacket.
Oh, lots of boys wear donkey jackets.
Ah, yes, but this has lettered on it. Brian Fuller rules, OK.
Is this the position, Mr. Branston? That as far as you could see, this pool episode was just part of what did you say? A big lark?
Well, he had him like that.
You don't like the defendant, do you, Mr. Branston?
Oh, well, he's always in there when the malarkey's carrying on,
Thank you,
isn't
Mr.
he?
Branston. I will be dealing with that later. For the moment, I suggest that you had very little time for any of the children at Field Common, and Brian Fuller left them most, and that you have allowed your recollections to be coloured by this. You saw what you wanted to see.
That's not right at all. Well, like that he had him.
Shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
What is your full name?
Emma Louise Laycock.
And you live with your parents at the Squirrels Oak Dean Park, Fulchester?
Yes.
And was Roddy Laycock your brother?
Yes.
You're a pupil of Field Common Comprehensive School, aren't you?
Yes, 5th year.
And you're 15 years old, a year older than your brother. Were you at school on July the 15th last year?
Yes.
Now, Emma, would you tell us what happened after school ended that day?
I waited outside the main gates for Roddy.
The front gates?
Yes. We were going into town to pick up Mum's shopping, like we always did. Mum orders it by phone and we pick it up every Thursday. She suffers with her nerves.
Yes. Did Roddy know you were waiting?
Of course.
What happened then, Emma?
He was late and I was worried.
Did Roddy come?
No. I went looking for him, round the bicycle sheds, the back of the gym, behind the tennis courts.
Did you find him?
Yes, at the pool. He'd never go near the pool on his own. I knew he'd got him there. Roddy couldn't swim. He was scared to death of water.
Now, Emma, just tell us carefully exactly what you saw when you got to the pool.
He had Roddy out on the diving board.
He?
Dumbo.
Brian Fuller?
Yes.
Go on.
One moment, Mr. Fry. Dumbo?
The defendant's appearance, my lord. Dumbo is a Walt Disney character. An elephant with outsized ears.
I see. Go on.
You say Brian had Roddy out on the diving board.
He knew Roddy couldn't swim. He was torturing him.
Exactly what you saw, please, Emma.
Roddy was halfway along the board, the high one. I'd never seen him so petrified. He looked down at me, opening his mouth, but he couldn't seem to say anything. And then he got another jab.
Another jab?
Dumbo had this piece of wood, old fence post. He kept jabbing Roddy out with it, making him walk the plank.
Walk the plank?
Yes. You've got to hang from the end of the board while somebody jumps up and down on it.
I see. And Roddy was halfway out?
He was stiff, paralysed. He nearly drowned once when we were on holiday. He can't stand water. I screamed at Dumbo to leave him alone, but he just grinned. It was a good laugh for him. He kept prodding Roddy harder and harder. Roddy nearly fell, stumbled. He kept opening and closing his mouth, making a whining noise.
How far along the board did Roddy go?
Nearly to the end. I climbed the steps to help him, but Dumbo jabbed me back with a stick right here.
Taters.
Did Brian say anything at all?
It's time he walked the plank, he kept saying. Learn how to swim in one easy lesson.
Now, you say that he was jabbing your brother with a fence post. In which hand did he carry it?
This one.
Go on, please, Emma.
Roddy's arms were stiff like a scarecrow's. He couldn't stop the jabs. I shouted at him to stay still and I'd get somebody to help. Dumbo was jumping up and down like a monkey. He's paying his debts, you little tattler. He's paying his debts.
What, like that, ain't right? Go on, tell him.
The accused, you say, jabbed you back, so what did you do?
I got back down the steps, hurting, and ran to get the caretaker. When I got him, and we got back to the pool, Roddy was under the water. He wasn't moving.
I see. Could the witness be shown Exhibit 1, please? Now, Emma, we are told that this was found lying by the pool. Was what the accused was using anything like that?
Yes, just like that.
Emma, where exactly was Roddy being struck?
Well, everywhere. Around here. Once he jabbed Roddy's face, and he squealed.
Had Brian ever treated your brother in this way before?
Oh, yes. Dumbo had been on to Roddy for ages, waiting for him after school, threatening him, hitting him on the sly where it wouldn't show, kneeing him. He burnt him as well. He burnt his arms with cigarette ends. Thought he could get away with it, but I knew.
She's the one that's getting away with it.
Fuller, you're not allowed to interrupt, as I'm sure you know, and you're doing your case no good at all by doing so. You will remain silent. Is that understood? Is that understood? Mr. Fry?
Thank you, Lord. Did you see any marks on your brother's body?
Yes, the burns on his arms.
And when was this?
About 2 weeks before he was drowned.
Did you say anything to the accused about it?
Him? You couldn't talk to him without getting a mouthful of foul language back.
Did you say anything to him?
I said that I'd seen Roddy's burns, that I knew what he was doing.
Did he reply?
No, he just laughed.
He didn't deny it, then?
No.
Did you see any other marks on any other occasions?
Once, at half-term, when it was hot, I caught him on his own with his shirt off. There were bruises up to the top of his arms.
Thank you, Emma.
Miss Laycock, you say the accused have been bullying your brother for some time. Why on earth didn't you do something about it?
Oh, Roddy made me swear never to tell anyone. Not even Mum and Dad.
Your parents had no idea this was going on, this bullying? Yes?
I think they suspected, because Roddy would go quiet and not answer when anybody tried to bring up the subject. Mum came up to the school about it. But I promised Roddy, you see. Don't you tell. Don't you dare tell, he kept saying.
Why did he want it kept a secret, Miss Laycock? Could it have been because Brian wasn't doing it at all?
He was. I think Roddy was ashamed of being picked on, as if it was his fault somehow.
Was your brother intimidated by Brian and frightened of him?
Of course he was.
But he called him Dumbo, didn't he?
Yes.
In fact, it was he who first coined the nickname. Isn't that right?
What if he did?
Brian had a different nickname earlier on, didn't he?
Noddy.
Yes, Noddy. An associate of Big Ears, if we think back to our Enid Blyton. And that's not all, is it, Miss Laycock? Because Brian worked in his aunt's greengrocer's shop after school, isn't that right?
I don't know what he does.
Oh, I think you do. Cauliflower ears, sprout top. Have you heard phrases like this before?
Yes, Roddy said them.
He called Brian them. In fact, he thought them up himself, didn't he?
I don't know.
You live at the Squirrels, Miss Laycock. Isn't that so?
Yes.
On a private estate, detached, 4 bedrooms, double garage, daily in to help, television in the bedrooms.
Really, my lord, I don't see what relevance this has at all. Is my learned friend trying to embarrass the witness?
No doubt Mrs. Forrest will make her point quickly.
My lord. Have you ever heard the phrase socio-economic factor D? Well?
Yes.
Where? In class? Newspapers? At home? Your father is an advertising executive, Miss Laycock, is he not?
Yes.
You would have heard him use such phrases, class A and B, up and down market, lower income, middle bracket, that sort of thing. Well, Roddy would have heard them too, wouldn't he?
I don't know.
All right, Miss Laycock. Tell the court what it means, socio-economic factor D.
Well, people who aren't so well off, I suppose.
People whose circumstances trap them at one end of the social scale, the end that isn't very pleasant. Have you ever used that phrase at school?
He's twisting it. Roddy and Emma were never like that. Making out his house is our fault.
You must answer, Miss Laycock.
Yes, I called him it.
Did Roddy?
Yes.
Yes, because it was the best one yet, wasn't it? Better than Dumbo or Big Ears or Sprout Top. Socio-economic factor D, that would really put him in his place, wouldn't it? And you're trying to tell us that your brother was frightened of it. Did you ever see Brian assault Roddy?
Yes, on the diving board.
anywhere else. All this hitting him on the sly, kneeing him, burning him. Well, come on, did you or didn't you?
No. But whenever I saw Dumbo, he'd grin at me and punch his fist into his other hand.
Did you actually see any other bullying?
I'm in a different year to them. No, not exactly.
No, not exactly.
Roddy told me.
The burning, Miss Laycock. You would meet Roddy after school, and he would tell you how Brian had stubbed cigarettes out on his arms and swear you to secrecy. Is that right?
Well, he didn't actually say...
Roddy didn't actually say Brian had done it.
Of course he did it.
There's no of course about it. You have a very good imagination, Miss Laycock.
How would the Burns have got there, then? Answer me that.
How indeed, Miss Laycock. But what concerns us all here is whether Brian Fuller did it. What concerns us is whether Brian Fuller did any of this hitting and burning at all. Did you know about the chicken games at your school?
Dares, yes.
Do you know about walking the plank?
He'd never have done it. He hated the water.
Well, I suggest he also hated being called chicken.
He wouldn't have cared about that. Stupid games.
Was your brother jealous of Brian? Wouldn't it be a feather in his cap if he could walk to the end of the board, one in the eye for Brian,
He wouldn't have wasted his time.
Miss Laycock, I suggest that your brother was on the diving board doing the chicken run willingly.
He couldn't have gone up there.
The fact that Brian was up there on the board with Roddy is enough to damn him, isn't it? Why have him jabbing Roddy along with one of these fence posts?
He was.
What you interrupted was a dare.
No.
Your brother had made up his mind to conquer his fear and go to the end of that board.
No.
So you ran off for help. And Brian had no alternative but to do the same. Because if he was found up there with Roddy, you'd make sure he got the blame. Brian was never going to push Roddy off the diving board knowing you'd seen him. He was scared. Your brother panicked, lost his footing. An accident, Miss Laycock, while you were away getting help.
No, he meant to push him off.
How long were you away getting help?
I don't know.
You found Mr. Branston in the stockroom. How long did it take you?
A few minutes.
Well, a lot can happen in a few minutes. And the one thing that did happen is that Brian left the scene before your brother fell into the pool. How many children are there at Field Park?
She's letting them rattle her.
Leave her alone.
Go on, girl, give it to them.
It's a fine time for you to get concerned.
You have to hit back or they'll have you. The rules don't change.
Roddy couldn't hit back. How could he?
The case of the Queen against Brian Fuller will be resumed tomorrow in the Crown Court. The case you're about to see and the characters portrayed are fictional, but the procedure is legally accurate. The characters are played by actors, but the jury is selected from members of the general public. Brian Fuller, who is 14, is a pupil at Field Common Comprehensive School, Fulchester. He has pleaded not guilty to the murder of another 14-year-old boy, Roddy Laycock, who drowned in the school swimming pool one evening after classes had finished. We rejoin the case as Mr. Fry, counsel for the prosecution, is examining Leonard Jenkins, the school's chemistry tutor.
Now, Mr. Jenkins, you say that Roddy Laycock had a chemistry lesson with you just after lunch on the 15th of July, 1978. What was he like in class?
Uninterested. Certainly not the same boy that we started the term with.
And what was he like then?
He was keen, raring to go. He got 90% in the first streaming test, and then he just went off.
Off?
Sullen, in on himself, bored almost.
But his appearance was normal?
Yes.
Now, did something happen after your chemistry lesson ended on that day?
Yes. Roddy was slipping out on the quiet. It wasn't like him at all. He looked at me, almost begging me not to stop him. Something was obviously very wrong, so I kept him back. I had a good idea, mind.
Just tell us what happened, Mr. Jenkins.
Well, this phial dropped out from underneath his coat.
File?
Phial, full of glycerine. So I asked him to turn all his pockets out.
And?
He had a lot of crystals, too, wrapped up in a paper bag. Potassium permanganate. He was sneaking them out of the lab.
To your knowledge, had he ever done this sort of thing before?
Good God, no. You could have knocked me down with a feather.
And did you see Brian Fuller that day?
Yes, I did, on my way out of school.
Did you talk to him?
Yes. I told him that I knew he'd got Roddy to try and steal chemicals for him that afternoon. I asked him what he wanted them for.
Did he answer?
Yes. He said, up yours.
Up yours?
Yes.
I see.
He didn't deny it then?
Oh, no, he didn't deny it.
Now, Mr. Jenkins, have you any idea what these chemicals might be used for by boys of this age?
Yes. Fire bombs.
In case the court thinks you're being melodramatic, Mr. Jenkins, would you please briefly explain?
Do you think I should?
Is there any reason why you shouldn't, Mr. Jenkins?
Well, when these two, glycerine and potassium permanganate, are mixed together with a third one that's found in most houses or garden sheds, woomph.
Indeed. Perhaps we shouldn't spell out the formula. Yes, go on.
Mr. Jenkins, would such explosive knowledge be readily available in a textbook, for instance?
No. We don't want to lose the lab roof.
So how might the boys get hold of the formula?
Well, a couple of days before, a book went missing from the laboratory library. A history of pyrotechnics.
Fire-raising, the making of explosives.
That's right.
Was this book kept locked up?
In a cupboard, yes.
And this stolen book was never recovered?
No. I tackled Fuller about it at the time, but I got a load of abuse.
Have the accused ever shown any interest in fire-raising?
Well, he once asked me about napalm or something like that. No, it was a defoliant. That's it. Something that the Americans had been using in Vietnam to clear trees and bushes.
And?
I told him to stop wasting my time.
Would a formula involving glycerin and this other chemical be in this book?
Oh, yes, indeed. I can only conclude that the two
Mr. Jenkins, we must leave it to the jury to decide what conclusions to draw. Now, would you tell us about an episode a few days earlier?
Yes. The lab backs onto the football field. I was clearing up during my lunch break when I happened to glance out through the window. I saw Fuller and Roddy struggling down by one of the goalposts. When I got over there, I saw that Fuller had got Roddy tangled up in the netting. He was hovering over him and punching him about the body.
Punching him?
Yes, and swinging him to and fro in the netting.
Go on.
Well, I shouted at Fuller to get away from Roddy, and I got another load of the usual abuse.
Usual abuse again, Mr. Jenkins. What did the accused say to you?
He said, go and tend to your flowers, Taff.
Doesn't sound particularly abusive, Mr. Jenkins. Impertinent, yes.
Well, it wasn't put quite like that.
Oh, come, Mr. Jenkins. How was it put?
Well, what he actually said was, why don't you sod off and piss on your daffodils, you fat Welsh git?
Roddy, stealing like that. Knowing where to turn. Shh. It should have been for too long. Look where that's got us. Don't you tell me to shh.
Mr. Jenkins, did you take any further action after this incident?
Yes, I had them both up in front of the old man, Mr. Manning.
The headmaster?
Yes. He talked to them, and it ended there. The worst possible thing, it simply gave Fuller carte blanche to carry on bullying.
Mr. Jenkins, did you consider sending Roddy to the headmaster after you found him with the chemicals?
I considered it, yes.
But you didn't?
No. The chemicals were for Fuller, but Roddy would have been punished for it.
Sounds as though you haven't got a great deal of faith in your headmaster, Mr. Jenkins.
He's far too keen in getting his message across to nail the real disruptors.
His message?
Well, we all have to bow down to this great God, comprehensive. Anything that ever left egg on its face had to be swept under the carpet pretty sharply.
I see. Yes, Mr. Fry.
Thank you, Lord. Mr. Jenkins, you say you saw the accused on your way out of school on the 15th of July.
Yes. I was driving out of the main gate. It would be a little after 5 o'clock, after I finished off in the lab. Fuller went herring past me as though he had all hell on his tail. So I shouted at him to stop.
Why did you do that?
Well, if ever a boy had been up to something, he had. I asked him straight if he had anything on him from the lab. He didn't answer. So I told him that I knew he'd got Roddy to try and steal for him.
And that was when he said...
Up yours, yes.
Mm-hmm. And did you search him?
No, he wouldn't let me. I told him to keep away from Roddy, and that's when he came out with it. He said he'd been doing some business with him, and that it was none of mine. I told him that if I ever found him bullying again, I'd make sure that he was in deep water.
And?
Well, he laughed at that. I didn't know why at the time. And then he stopped laughing, as though there hadn't really been anything to laugh about at all. He backed away from me and told me to leave him alone.
Thank you, Mr. Jenkins.
How long have you taught at Field Common Comprehensive, Mr. Jenkins?
12 months?
I believe you've handed in your notice, is that correct?
Yes.
Where did you teach before?
At a grammar school outside the county.
Which has since closed down.
Yes.
Do you object to the closing down of your old school?
More than ever.
Why?
Well, a year at Field Common has proved one thing to me. Comprehensives are fine in principle, but they've got a long way to go. Lads like young Roddy Laycock want to work, but they're up against it all the time. It's the Brian Fullers who get all the breaks. The least willing, the least capable, the least intelligent. We cater for the lowest common denominator now.
Not enough discipline. And do you associate Brian Fuller with those least willing, least able?
I could never do anything with him.
No, Mr. Jenkins. Were you surprised at the abuse you received from him?
It was a disgrace.
I suggest that Brian Fuller was bottled up as a no-hoper in one of your specimen jars. When young people are bottled up, they break out, Mr. Jenkins.
He didn't want to know.
What evidence did you have that Brian had stolen your chemistry book?
I knew.
What evidence?
Well, nothing you can actually put your finger on.
I see. No evidence.
Roddy told me that Fuller had forced him to steal chemicals for him that afternoon. Fuller was simply getting his revenge for having his little bullying session curtailed on the football field.
But this is simply Roddy's word. A boy caught red-handed in the act of stealing. A boy who knew he could rely on your sympathy and your dislike of the accused. Would it surprise you to know that Brian Fuller knows nothing about your missing book or chemicals?
Oh, come off it. Do you think I'm a fool?
I suggest you were hounding Brian Fuller and that you'd taken it upon yourself to police him.
Nonsense. Everybody knew that boy was a bully.
Oh, did they? Did you see him bullying Roddy on any other occasion than the football field?
There are more ways of bullying, my dear, than putting the boot in. You put 2 and 2 together.
Oh, well, I suggest your arithmetic is faulty, Mr. Jenkins.
I've been in this game quite long enough to know when bullying is going on.
You were the bully, Mr. Jenkins. But fortunately for Fulchester, Field Common School is not Do the Boys' Hall.
No, that sort of comment is quite indefensible. The matters we are concerned with are emotive enough as it is.
I'm sorry, my lord. I withdraw the comment, although not the point behind it. Mr. Jenkins, after school on the afternoon of the 15th, you pulled Brian up and questioned him.
Yes, I've already said I...
Yes, I know what you said. Do I take it there was something in Brian's manner that caused you to think he was up to something?
Yes.
Well, if that's true, why didn't you take some steps to find out, like getting out of your car to find out and going in the school?
I was already late for an appointment.
Oh, and what was that?
The hairdressers.
The hairdressers? Are you really saying that our young villain, Brian Fuller, makes all these sinister remarks about deep water and unfinished business, and you do nothing but go and get your beard trimmed? That's all, Mr. Jenkins. I call Brian Fuller.
It all makes you wonder if you ever really know your own children.
It was me that went up to the school, me that did the worrying. I wonder how that thinks he's going to wriggle out of it.
On the right hand, read loud words on the card.
I promise before Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You are Brian Stephen Fuller.
Right.
You live at the corner stores, Maycroft Avenue, Fulchester.
Yeah.
You live there with your aunt, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, how is it that you live with her? Is it something to do with your father?
Me old man? You mean where I got me brains from? No, I got on best with him when I never saw him. Well, top dog, wasn't he? Had to prove it, at least twice a week.
What does that mean?
Well, you give him a bit of lip and you'd find out. 3 falls and a submission.
So when did you stop living with your parents?
When I was 11.
And where was that?
In London.
And you went to live with your aunt above her greengrocer's shop. You help your aunt a lot about the shop, I believe.
Yeah, look, what are you bringing her into it for?
Just answer my questions. Do you like school?
Yeah, some of it. He's all right, the chief.
The headmaster?
Right, gives you a chance to say your bit. And don't treat you like something running loose on a Starship Enterprise. Put me in charge of clearing up Windrush Field, you know, north side of town. They're going to build our folks' bungalows there.
Community clearance work?
Yeah.
You organise a squad of boys to clear the piece of land of rubbish, tree stumps, that sort of thing?
Right, weekends I look after the gear and sort the work rotors. Anybody who wants to can join in.
Oh, no one is forced to come along?
It ain't a chain gang.
Do you enjoy this sort of community work, Brian?
Yeah, great. Axes, picks, saws, scythes, bonfires, fry up in a mess tin. We have a great time.
How many youngsters from your school normally take part?
20 or 30 on a good day.
Oh, and you would be right in there organising. Brian Fuller rules, hmm?
Oh, me donkey jacket, foreman's perks, that.
Did Roddy Laycock ever take part in this work?
And get his hands in a state. No, he was too good for that. Wouldn't take orders from me anyway.
Did he ever take orders of any kind from you?
No. Like what?
Well, like taking a book from the chemistry lab without permission, like stealing chemicals.
They're giving you the bum's rush there.
But Roddy told Mr. James...
Yeah, I heard what Taff said. Well, what do you expect a little twit to say when he's been caught with his fingers in the till?
He wasn't stealing them for you.
I'll give it a rest. If I'd have wanted that stuff, I would have nicked it myself, and I wouldn't have cocked it up either.
Have you ever stolen anything from the chemistry lab?
I've said no.
Are you interested in fires, explosives?
Who ain't?
Did you let Mr. Jenkins know that you were interested?
Look, all I said was what we needed up Windrush Fields was something like one of them helicopter gunships they used to clear the jungle in Vietnam. That's all.
And what did he say?
You're depraved, Fuller. You're halfway to being a terrorist already.
Now, Brian.
No more trouble? See too much television news. He didn't give a toss. Always leaned on me, straight in with his 10x8 mitts, and grabbed me by the hair on the back of me neck.
Did you swear at him?
Oh, you ever been hoisted like that? You'd find a few words to say and all this, weren't it? How we doing then, Fuller? Still on the first equation, are we? Carry on, you might start the second before the end of the lesson. And he reckons I'm vicious. Well, I did get Roddy Laycock out on the football pitch, yeah. He asked for it, though. He needed a good thumping.
And did you thump him?
I'll give him 1 or 2, yeah.
And tied him up in the football netting?
Yeah, but I was always needling.
They?
Laycock and thought it was a big joke.
What?
You know, T-spats and Dumbo and we have liftoff. And they started on about 'cause I opened in the shop, my ears were sprouting.
Who said that?
He did. Smarmy little Laycock. Social facts of D, that did it. She started it all. Of course, little fart face soon got in on it.
You were paying Roddy off on the football field?
Right, I hammered him. Wouldn't you?
Had you ever hit him before?
No, I should have done.
Or since?
Look, I weren't the only one who thought he needed a knuckle sandwich. I can tell you that for nothing.
Were you in the habit of threatening or bullying him?
No.
Did you ever burn him?
Oh, yeah, he was a school ashtray, weren't he? Of course I never burned him.
Fuller, your counsel is here to assist you. Answer the questions as best you can and stop trying to be flippant. What I believe your generation calls a flip. And answer the questions and watch your language. You're not helping yourself.
Brian, I want to come to the afternoon of the 15th of July.
Go on in.
Were you sitting outside the back entrance to your school after class is finished?
Yeah, for Roddy. Reckoned himself, didn't he, creepy little git? Thought he weren't chicken, so I dared him.
I see.
Right, him and me fixed to meet after school and then go down to the pool.
Had Roddy agreed to go with you willingly?
Yeah.
And what was Roddy to do?
Walk the plank, you know. Go out and hang from the edge of the top board with somebody shaking it.
Now, Roddy had agreed to do this.
Look, he knew he was a puff, but he wouldn't admit it.
Now, Brian, did you use any force to keep Roddy at the pool against his will?
I didn't need to.
What do you mean?
Well, if he'd have chickened out, I would have had it all round the school the next day.
Roddy was free to go at any time, and it was only his pride that made him go through with this.
Suppose it was, yeah.
Describe what happened at the pool.
Well, it's nothing like what she said for a start. Get you hung, she would. Hates my guts.
We want to know what happened, Fuller.
Well, him and me are at the bottom of the diving board steps, and I'm saying, come on, let's have you, or something like that. Then old Pickle Chops comes bawling in, usual style.
Pickle Chops?
Yeah, the caretaker, Branston, Pickle. Of course, Laycock didn't mind, already quaking he was, thinking he'd get out of it. But Pickle Chops disappeared, so he carried on.
Did Roddy mount the steps on his own?
Yeah, slow as he could.
He was having second thoughts.
He was filling his bleating trousers.
Did you at any point force Roddy up the steps?
No, I keep saying.
Did you pick up anything with which to push or prod him on his way?
No, look, think I'd have needed it. It was a Thursday, and I had a delivery of spuds to take to the shop. I didn't want to hang around. This is your $6 million shot, I told him. I'm giving you 5 minutes and I'm off. Took him that long to get to the top of the steps. And then he went all scared, like I knew he was.
How far along the board did he go?
A bit further than the steps.
Well, how much further?
A couple of feet.
And that's the furthest out he went?
Yeah.
Did you follow him onto the board?
Yeah, well, I had to, didn't I?
Well, what happened then?
Well, then she came in, shouting her mouth off.
Oh, she was concerned that something was happening to her brother.
Oh, something's happening, all right. He was proving what a big puff he was. She'd have heard her. Wouldn't have thought she'd come from Oakdean Park. Bloody big bully, dirt you are, dirty animal. Been to the clinic to see about your head lice yet? Oh, yeah, all that.
Did she climb the steps?
She had a go.
Did you try to force her back?
Might have done. Stopped her climbing up. Nothing to do with her, what Roddy was on.
Did you push her?
Just kept her off.
Well, then what happened, Brian?
She legged it, and that was it.
Legged it?
Ran off, my lord. And all this time, Roddy was out on the board.
Yeah.
All right. Confine yourself to answering the questions.
Emma went back down the steps and ran off.
Right, I thought I'd better blow as well. No, she'd run off and get the test tube taff again.
So you blew?
Right, back down the steps and away. I called him, Laycock. Just stood there. Stuff him, I thought. She's going to get the cavalry. Let them get him down, they'll know what he is then.
When you left, was he still standing near the steps?
Yeah.
Well, then what?
Nothing, I went home.
So that was the end of the dare, until you learned that Roddy was found in the water.
Yeah, except when Cardiff City called me back at the front gates.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yeah, on about what had I been doing and why was I so late. Even tried to search me. No way, I was out of school.
Did you have any idea why Mr. Jenkins should be so hostile to you?
Well, I have now, haven't I? He caught Laycock lifting something and he dragged me into it.
Brian, if you had nothing to hide, why didn't you let Mr. Jenkins search you?
Why should he? It's not in our rules. Anyway, only the chief's allowed to do that, or give you the cane or anything like that.
Did Mr. Jenkins ask if you'd seen Roddy that afternoon?
Yeah, and I said we'd just been finishing some business and that got him worried.
Thank you, Brian.
Before we proceed, Mr. Fry, Fuller, stand up straight. This is a court of law, and you are here on trial on the most serious of charges. For your own sake, try and show a little respect.
So whose side you're on?
Did you say something?
Me? No.
Mr. Fry?
Thank you, Lord. Now, Emma hates my guts. Emma'll get me hung.
Yeah, me and all.
Why do you think she hated you so much?
Because she is a superior little cow.
But Emma's not the only pupil at Field Common School with a different social background from yours.
No, there was a brother as well.
Were you jealous of Roddy and Emma, of what they had going for them?
Jealous of the Fulchester Fairies? You've got to be joking.
So Emma conceived this intense dislike for you simply because she came from a different,
Class, mate, that's what you're trying to say, isn't it? Social factor D, bottom of the can.
I suggest there's far more to it than that.
Yeah, he'd been telling her a pack of lies about me bullying him. Or she's made it up, one way or the other.
Emma has told us in graphic detail how you were goading her brother along the diving board with the fence post.
Cobblers. Well, she'd sell hiking boots to a spastic, she would.
Fuller! Roddy Laycock had severe bruising to the chest. There were burns upon his arms. I'm quoting from the Fulchester coroner's report.
Well,
it also says there was a laceration across his right cheek.
Perhaps he slipped over in a bog. It's like a swimming pool in there after time.
Fuller, I've warned you repeatedly about your conduct in this court. Do you want to be held in contempt?
Already am, I know.
And Mr. Fry, please make it clear when you're asking the defendant a question.
Pleasure, my lord. Fuller, how did Roddy Laycock get a cut on his right cheek?
Perhaps he knocked his face falling.
Oh, he fell, did he?
Well, he couldn't fly. I'm the only one with wings. Remember?
Mrs. Forrest.
My lord.
I've been very patient. I'm going to adjourn now until tomorrow morning, by which time you will have given Fuller some instructions in the ways of a court of law. He seems to think that he's still in the school playground. If his attitude remains unchanged, I shall certainly punish him.
Court will rise.
You can see it listening to him. He doesn't even know what he's done. He doesn't give a damn.
Envy. It's the old story. Part of the price you have to pay.
Why, Roddy? God, it didn't have to be Roddy.
You don't get through to that. Fish and chips. Even Crossroads and the Daily Mirror gives them a headache.
You couldn't even get through to Roddy, could you? I knew something was going on. I tried. I went up to school. You know that?
You? Stuck full of pills and powders. When have you ever been anything better than a hopeless drag? Come on.
What did you do? Where were you? Did you ever talk to Roddy? Well, did you? Did you ever sit down and try? No. Everything was always over by the time you saw him.
The case of the Queen against Fuller will be concluded tomorrow when the jury reaches its verdict in the Crown Court. The case you are about to see is a fictional one, but the procedure is legally accurate. The characters are played by actors, but the jury is selected from members of the general public. Brian Fuller is 14, a pupil at Field Common Comprehensive School, Fulchester. He has pleaded not guilty to the murder of another 14-year-old boy, Roddy Laycock, who drowned in the school swimming pool one evening after classes had finished. The dead boy's sister, Emma, alleges that Fuller was bullying her brother. Fuller says that Roddy was at the pool to do a schoolboy's dare and hang from the end of the diving board. Fuller says he left the scene while Roddy was still on the board. We rejoin the case as Mr. Fry, counsel for the prosecution, is resuming his cross-examination of the defendant, to whom the judge, before yesterday's adjournment, had to give repeated warnings to take the proceedings seriously.
You knew Roddy couldn't swim, didn't you?
Yeah, but that don't mean to say you can't do it.
No, but it makes the chances of Roddy doing it rather remote, wouldn't you say? Look, he was meeting his sister at the front gates to go and pick up his mother's shopping. What on earth would he be doing, trotting off to the school swimming pool with you?
Isn't it a pity you can't ask him?
A pity, indeed. Well, look, you're very interested in explosives, gunpowder, fireworks.
Strolling, I'm not the only one.
And you had the perfect place for your fire-raising experiments, Windrush Fields. Now, you have an intense dislike for your chemistry tutor, and with good reason. After all, he'd broken up your, thumping and hammering of Roddy on the football field. You also dislike the Laycocks, don't you? Now, I put it to you that you hit on a plan of killing two birds with one stone. You would get Roddy to steal your incendiary materials for you from Mr. Jenkins's lab, thereby damaging both Roddy and Mr. Jenkins at the same time. Isn't that so? Are you with me, Fuller?
No, I'm with a Woolwich.
You're a hefty lad, Fuller. Did you threaten Roddy with a thumping if he didn't steal your chemicals for you?
He wanted to do the plank.
Mr. Jenkins has told us that you're out for revenge.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Oh, Mr. Jenkins lying?
Well, somebody is.
Of course. Roddy wants Emma to... How about Mr. Branston for the nap hat?
He wanted to do the plank.
No, you were punishing him for failing to deliver the goods.
Look, I gave up fairy tales with short trousers.
Not fairy tales, Fuller, but the law of the playground jungle. The law of the comprehensive mafia where Brian Fuller ruled okay.
My lord, there is no evidence to suggest that Brian led anything more than several responsible youngsters on a community clearance project.
Yes, save that sort of comment until you address the jury, Mr. Fry.
Very good, Lord.
I must also object to my learned friend's practice of harassing the witness, not with questions, but with statements.
In spite of which, my lord, he still treats my remarks with the utmost levity.
He certainly hasn't helped his case at all, Mrs. Forrest.
He's 14 years old, my lord.
Well, are you suggesting that the court should give him some special privilege?
I would object to such browbeating if he were an adult, my lord.
Mrs. Forrest, I'm of the opinion that we're not dealing with children here, but young adults whose motives and capabilities we must not underestimate. However, I am trying to take the accused youth into account, although I have felt at times that he's determined not to let me. Please continue, Mr. Fry, and try and stick to questions of fact.
Very good, my lord. Could the accused be shown Exhibit 1, please? Are you left-handed, Fuller?
Yeah.
This is what you used to prod Roddy along the diving board, isn't it? Well, have you ever seen it before?
Yeah. When you showed it to them.
One end of it's quite sharp, isn't it? Feel it, Fuller. Did you pick up that bit of broken fence post on the way to the swimming pool because it might add a bit of spice to Roddy's punishment?
I've said no.
You're left-handed. Roddy's right cheek was cut. I ask you again, did you use that broken fence post on the dead boy?
He went to the end of the board on his own.
The end of the board. And that's what Miss Laycock said. But you told my learned friend that you were both standing by the steps and that you left him standing there. Fuller, I put it to you that you needed that broken fence post to goad your victim out along the diving board. You forced him to the end of it, didn't you?
You're not bloody asking me, are you? You're telling me. You've all made up your minds, like landing me father's over there. All right, I had Laycock and his sister up to here. He weren't sliding out of it this time. Get up there or she'll get me tied up your dirt box. Wind where his guts should have been. Me? Jealous of them? Sir, they'd have loved to come up Windrush Field and chop some wood, make fires. Bit too rough, Mummy thought. Daddy's got a conference in London at the weekend, taking us down and bringing people back for dinner on Sunday evening. Well, can't you see it? They wanted my scene, and when they couldn't have it... No, you're like them. Mouths full of razor blades. Well, Laycock won't show us how to handle the gas jar no more, will he? Won't take the piss out of Taffy Jenkins when he ain't looking. Won't bring any more notes about his awfully sore throat and get off of football practice. Won't go creeping round, getting permission to stay in at dinner time. Oh, no, sorry, lunchtime and play chess. With his special little snack box and his flask of hot soup and his carton of yoghurt. Wanted to slum it a bit with social factor D, but he didn't have the belly for it. He had it coming.
Brian, did you force Roddy up onto that diving board?
No, he said he'd do it.
And then he tried to back out of it?
Well, of course he did. Bleeding adventure him to climb the ropes in the gym.
Did you force him to go through with the dare to hang on to the end of the board whilst you jumped up and down?
No.
Did you push him or prod him?
No.
You're certain?
Look, I'll give him a hand. He wanted to do it. Couldn't stand not being able to do it, little Burke. Oh, don't believe me. Even you don't believe me.
All right, Brian. Thank you.
Take the defendant back to the dock, please.
I call Bruno Manning.
No, Brian Fuller isn't non-exam. We've entered him for 2 CSEs, engineering and technical drawing. Great hopes there. He has quite a capacity for work when it captures his imagination.
Well, go on, Mr. Manning.
Well, apart from his fine team leadership at Windrush Fields, Brian was also one of the prime movers in the construction of a new stage for the school, a theatre in the round.
Under supervision?
His drama teacher.
Did Brian have any difficulty getting on with his teacher?
None at all, as far as I know.
Have you personally had occasion to see the defendant recently?
At the request of Mr. Jenkins, yes. A squabble on the soccer field with Roddy Laycock. I saw both boys, separately, of course.
What action did you take?
None. The whole affair struck me as a very unpleasant jape, for which I gave Brian a rocket, and he promised it wouldn't happen again.
To your knowledge, had Brian, before or since, been bullying Roddy Laycock?
No. And Roddy Laycock made no such complaint when I saw him.
Do you have a bullying problem at your school?
Most definitely not. The odd report, of course, once or twice a term, but we soon sort it out.
What sort of academic record do you have at Field Common?
250 O-levels last year, 25 A's, well above the national average.
Now, you say you saw Roddy Laycock too at Mr. Jenkins' request?
Yes. He admitted that he'd been provoking Brian. He didn't seem too concerned about the episode at all. In fact, he didn't want to take the incident any further. I could only conclude that Mr. Jenkins had exaggerated its importance.
What sort of a boy was Roddy Laycock?
Very bright. Very bright indeed. He was in for 8 O-levels and every chance of going further. Knew it, too.
Knew it? Explain that, Mr. Manning.
Roddy Laycock was the kind of boy who had an intolerance for the less well-endowed, rubbed in his cleverness.
Thank you, Mr. Manning.
Mr. Manning, you say you don't have a bullying problem at your school?
Correct.
But would you know if bullying was going on?
Of course.
How much day-to-day contact with the children do you have?
I must work through my staff.
You see very little of the boys and girls individually.
Oh, I see a great deal, actually. School councils, weekly discussion groups. And my door is always open. It has to be, if we are to succeed.
Roddy Laycock's mother came to see you about her son, didn't she?
Yes.
Twice?
Yes.
Did she say why she came to see you?
Yes. She was disappointed with Roddy. His work had deteriorated. He was uncooperative at home. But this is not unusual in boys around the age of puberty.
And did you investigate or talk to the boy?
Oh, certainly. We sat down together in my office. I asked him to tell me, frankly, in confidence, about any problems that he was encountering, but, well, quite naturally. He resented the fact that he'd been brought to my attention, that I thought he couldn't cope.
It was obvious something was going on. A blind man could see that.
Who is that?
Talk. You
Usher.
can hear him. He didn't do anything. He just sat behind, let my son be...
Usher, remove that person.
He could have stopped it. My Roddy would be here now. That bloody school. Emma's not going back there again, ever. She's going private. Wish to God they both had.
Now, Mr. Manning, will you please address yourself to Mr. Fry's questions again?
Mr. Manning, do you think Roddy would have told you if he was being severely and persistently bullied?
In my experience, yes.
Well, doesn't it occur to you that he might have been afraid of later retribution from whoever it was that was bullying him?
Oh, but of course. I mean, that's how the bullying situation thrives. It's like treading on broken glass. But as I've told you already, my talk with him was in the strictest confidence.
Yes. You've also told us that you worked through your staff. Why, then, did you overrule Mr. Jenkins, a member of staff who gave you full warning of what was going on?
Of what he thought was going on.
Mr. Manning isn't on trial, you know, Mr. Fry.
Lord, it has been denied that persistent bullying was going on. I'm trying to show that, on the contrary, the school was very fertile ground for it, and that witness was far less aware of it than he should have been.
Continue, Mr. Fry.
Why did you overrule Mr. Jenkins?
I have 80 teachers on my staff who represent, shall I say, many schools of thought. They diverge greatly on the mechanics of education, what it should or shouldn't be doing, what the headmaster should or shouldn't be doing. My job is to pull them together, to assess their strengths and weaknesses and use them in the best interests of the children. As I've already said, I could only conclude that Mr. Jenkins had exaggerated the importance of that incident. We have a fine record at Field Common and a good atmosphere.
I have here a selection of cutting from the local newspaper over the last year. Isn't it a fact, Mr. Manning, that 5 of your staff have resigned during the last 6 months? And when Mr. Jenkins goes, that will make it 6. Is this usual in a happy, progressive, successful school?
Well, you should know more than most that you read newspapers with one ear cocked for prejudice and the other for the sound of axes being ground.
I think these say something about your record, Mr. Manning.
Oh, no. No, they say far more about the man who owns the local paper and the bigotry of those who wish to bring down the comprehensive school and restore the vicious selection procedures which we knew as children. I mean, if you'd cared to check with other comprehensives, you'd have discovered that 5 resignations out of 80 is actually quite a good average.
Did you consider the defendant's home background to be unsatisfactory?
Yes, I did.
And did you speak to a school welfare officer about this?
Of course.
And did you also report the bullying on the football field to such an officer?
I didn't think it necessary to report it. I thought, Your Honour, I'd already fully explained my decision with regard to that incident.
But it was a classic case of bullying. The underprivileged versus the advantaged, the practical versus the academic, and you did nothing about it. You let Roddy Laycock slip through your fingers. I put it to you, Mr. Manning, that you are out of touch with your pupils and your teachers, and that bullying is in fact rife at Field Common Comprehensive.
And I would put it to you that your brief to prosecute this boy is leading you to grossly one-sided conclusions. Because we're a comprehensive, social and cultural differences between our pupils stick out like a sore thumb. They're not of our making, but we're judged on. We carry the can for poor homes and inadequate parents. They are the real teachers. How many parents care about their local school except when they've got a complaint, and yet the local newspaper that you choose to bring up talks about more parent power? Political rubbish.
I've no more questions, my lord.
Mrs. Forrest?
No, my lord.
Thank you, Mr. Manning.
I call Amy Hazelby.
Aye, no. You promised you'd leave her.
Now, Mrs. Hazelby, you are the aunt of the accused.
His aunt, yes.
And he lives with you at your greengrocer's shop.
Taken to it a treat, he has. I said to his mother, I'll have him here.
Yes, where are his parents?
Took off when he was 11, the father did. His mother, she still lives in London with Brian's younger sister. Well, there's some that just can't cope.
So he's lived with you since he was 11. Have you ever known him to be in any trouble at all, with the police, for instance?
Never. And I'll say that to anyone who cares to hear it. He's a lot better now, that's right, Dux, isn't it?
Tell us about the evening of July 15th last year, Mrs. Hazelby.
Oh, when it was all supposed to have happened. Well, they and half been mixing it, that's what.
When did Brian get home?
About 5:15. Well, before 5:30 anyway, because that's when the hooter goes.
Hooter?
Yes, the factory up the road, knocking off. That's when the evening rush starts. And I ain't half missed him, I don't mind telling you. I've got 2 lads helping me out now, 50p an hour. You remember that, George, down the road?
Mrs. Hazelby, how did he act when he got home?
Same as always.
There was nothing unusual in his manner or appearance.
No? Of course, he's not the tidiest lad in the world, but, I mean, that's nothing, I always say. That's not what matters. We know that, and if he's been scuffling, he does his own mending.
Does he smoke?
No. I wouldn't have that filthy habit. He'd go straight back home if I caught him.
Now, you're a widow, Mrs. Hazelby.
He's just replaced all my shelving, he has. And he does all the heavy lifting in my shop. It's them bigger boxes, see, that I can't manage. And the spuds, of course, well, £56 bags. He always sees I'm all right before he sets off for school in the morning. And he does all me clearing up before he has his tea when he gets home.
And it seems a very useful arrangement.
2 mornings a week he's up before 6, bowl of porridge, and then we're off down the warehouse. And that boy has never touched so much as a copper. He even asks me if he can have an orange. Well, I mean, how many of them would be like that today?
Thank you, Mrs. Hazelby.
Thank you.
Oh, just a moment. My learned friend may want a word.
Does the defendant do a lot of scuffling?
The who?
Brian.
Oh, well, you know what boys are.
Indeed, Mrs. Hazelby, I've got 2 of my own. Brian's never been in any trouble?
No, not a bit.
He's a lot better now. That's what you said. Now, what does that mean? Well, come, Mrs. Hazelby. He's a lot better now.
You just leave her alone, you.
Please answer the question, Mrs. Hazelby.
Well, his father was always creating, see? That was the trouble. He had no patience, he just used to flare up. And he was too handy with him.
You mean it hit him?
There wasn't no need for half of it. And then, you see, when his dad left home...
Well, come on, Mrs. Hazelby.
I'll help her, will ya?
Well, then, you see, Brian, he always seemed to be on to his sister.
Brian bullied his sister?
The mother kept writing to me, saying that she couldn't do nothing with him.
What was the last occasion when the defendant saw his father?
Now,
please answer me, Mrs. Hazelby.
Look, I'm telling you, you just leave her alone.
No, it's all right, Dux. Brian's father called at the shop shortly before all this business. I think he was curious about the boy. Now, him and Brian was on their own in the room at the back, and I heard them rowing, and I went in there quick.
Why quickly?
Because I thought something might happen. And he'd upset Brian, and Brian had hit him with a box. It was quite a big cabbage box, right over the head. It's what I should have done myself. But then, that night...
Yes, Mrs. Hazelby.
Look, you're all on at him. What are you trying to do to that boy?
That night?
That night I found him out the back where we burned the rubbish. He'd got a tomato box with a little mouse in it, and he was like sprinkling some powder around the edge of the box, and he set light to it, the flames leaping up, a mouse inside going mad. I've never known him do a thing like that before that night. But he was that upset.
Powder, Mrs. Hazelby. Where does he get this powder?
I don't know. Is that all you're interested in? He's never in any trouble. Don't you believe me?
Thank you, Mrs. Hazelby.
Mrs. Hazelby, let's get this straight. Have you ever known Brian to be in any trouble since you've had him?
Never. No. And he's getting on ever so well at school. You asked...
This powder, have you any reason to think he stole it?
I wouldn't be here if I thought he had. He knows that. You don't understand, do you? None of you.
Mrs. Hazelby, Brian is up there today, accused of causing another boy's death.
Never. Never. He's grown up now. Look how he is in the shop. That boy's as good as gold.
Thank you, Mrs. Hazelby. That is the case for the defence, my lord.
Promised you'd leave her alone, you bastards. All bastards.
Indeed, Fuller was in the habit of acquiring chemicals and Roddy failed him. So what more fitting punishment for a boy who hated water than to make him go through the diving board ritual? Make no mistake, members of the jury, the accused was well aware of the possible consequences of his actions, and he deliberately chose to ignore them, forcing Roddy to mount the steps against his will, using a spike to goading him along, and splitting his cheek in the process. And do you think it ended there? I suggest, members of the jury, that it did not. That the accused forced the smaller boy to cling to the end of the diving board, whilst he, the accused, bounced up and down on it, with the inevitable result that Roddy fell into the pool and drowned.
We've heard that Brian was responsible enough to take charge of a community clearance operation, to make props for the school play, to help his aunt in her shop selflessly and honestly every evening. This is not the sort of boy who recklessly endangers the life of another, who would cause Roddy Laycock to fall from the board and then do nothing to save him. We have only Emma Laycock's word that he forced her brother along with a fence post. Emma, with a deep hatred for this boy. The dead boy badly wanted to emulate Brian. He desperately wanted to prove to Brian that he wasn't chicken, which is why I submit, ladies and gentlemen, that Roddy was on the diving board willingly and that his death was accidental.
Now let me make it quite clear, members of the jury, that the education system is not on trial. The views of the headmaster and of Mr. Jenkins, the chemistry tutor, form part of a debate that's going on all over the country. Nor are we here to try the field common comprehensive.
Him sitting up there like a blatant Old Testament.
Clear your minds of prejudice and preconception. You must first ask yourself how you think the dead boy came to be in the water. Now, if you believe the accused, when he says that he had already departed from the scene, then clearly he is innocent. But if you believe that the accused either
You're one of them. Yes, my lord. No, my lord. 3 days from my lord.
the other boy hanging unwillingly from the end of the board, then the accused was instrumental in the death, and you must then consider what was his state of mind. If the accused foresaw or intended that death or grievous bodily harm would be highly probable from what he was doing, then he is guilty of murder. But if he did not foresee it, but you think that what he was doing was dangerous and likely to cause personal injury, then he is guilty of manslaughter. Remember that the burden of proof is on the Crown. The Crown must prove that the accused, beyond all reasonable doubt, committed the offence. Otherwise, your verdict must be one of not guilty. Will you now retire, elect a foreman, and consider your verdict?
Court will rise. Members of the jury, will your foreman please stand? Just answer this question, yes or no. Have you reached a verdict on which you are all agreed?
Yes.
Do you find the defendant guilty or not guilty of the murder of Roddy Laycock?
Not guilty of murder, but guilty of manslaughter.
Brian Fuller, I've no doubt whatever that you are nothing but a young thug. As a result of your bullying, a young life full of promise has been extinguished. You've been found not guilty of murder, but guilty of manslaughter, and you will go to a detention centre.
No, that's made your day, that is. We have ways of making you sorry. It's written all over you.
Court will rise.
A chance for you to join another jury in assessing the facts when our cameras return to watch another case in the Crown Court.